Good quality feed is vital if your cows are to do well. There are many leguminous fodder shrubs such as Gliricidia and Lucina, which are good feeds for your cows as they give protein. Today we will focus on one called Calyandra. When you grow your own Calyandra, you'll have very nutritious protein for your cow all year round, and you can save money from buying supplements. We have invited Moses Buloa from World Agroforestry or ICRAF to give Rose some advice on how best to manage Calyandra.
Now Rose, why did you plant Calyandra?
Okay, I planted Calyandra because I heard that it has some proteins and it's good for the cows.
Yes.
When I mix with other feeds.
Aha. So yeah. Moses, apart from being fodder for the cows, what are the other uses of Calyandra?
You can use Calyandra as a soil erosion control structures, as a nitrogen fixing trees so that it fixes nitrogen to the soil for your crops.
Okay.
You can use Calyandra to give you bees forage for honey. So there are several other uses for Calyandra, which are beneficial to the farmer and the farm. Wow. To increase productivity.
Has she planted her Calyandra in the right manner and in the right position in the Shamba?
Yes and no. Yes, she has planted it in the right position in the farm, that is at the edge of the farm and on the ridge to control erosion. However, she has left some gaps for Calyandra.
Oh, gaps?
Yes, there are gaps.
Where are these gaps? Shall we see them?
Yeah, why not? This is the gap that I was telling you, Rose,
yes.
that you should have bridged it by planting other seedlings before these others mature, so that they come up at the same height and the same age.
Okay.
The spacing of Calyandra from one seedling to the other, it should be between 30 centimeters and 50 centimeters.
Good, good. Yes. Any other challenge?
The other challenge I've seen is weeds. So because they compete for the same nutrients in the soil. So it is always good to do weeding, so that it doesn't give competition to your Calyandra, so that it gives you the quantity that is required, so that at each time you're harvesting, then you get the best biomass.
Any other challenge here?
I noticed when the pruning was done previously, the cut was not clean. Maybe the panga or the secateur that was used was blunt.
What's the harm of cutting it with a blunt object?
There'll be some splits, as you can see. And when there are splits, then water will infiltrate into the Calyandra hedge, and then it damages the crop.
So how should the farmer prune?
There was somewhere where they had grown well. I can go there and then demonstrate how it should be done correctly.
So Moses, why is this a good example of pruning?
This reed sprout is over 1 meter in height, which is ideal. And the thickness of the branch is not more than 1 centimeter. So the dairy animals can easily chew it, and the nutritive value is still good. Yes.
That's
so
good.
That is why it is always good to do pruning after the shoots are like 1 meter high. The hedge should be uniform, so that it gives you that aesthetic value and also the pruning height, so that you can always tell, now my Calyandra is ready for pruning. One cow requires 500 Calyandra seedlings for you to be able to feed it for 1 year consistently. Okay. So for 4 cows, you require 2,000 of them.
Remember farmers, 30% of your cow's daily feed should be made up of proteins, such as those found in shrubs like Calyandra. So if you're feeding 18 kilos, that's 6 kilos of Calyandra per cow per day.
And if you maintain a good management practice, from the first day you do your first pruning, it will take you 2 to 3 months for you to come back to the first pruning. So by the time Rose goes around our farm harvesting Calyandra, it will take her 2 to 3 months for her to come back to where she started from. So by then, the shoots will be 1 meter high. And the thickness of the shoots will be like 1 centimeter thick. And the cows or the goats that she's feeding with Calyandra will be able to chew and masticate well.
500 shrubs harvested every 2 or 3 months will provide 1 cow with feed throughout the year. Harvest Calyandra every 2 to 3 months, ideally when it's 1 meter tall, which is a stem less than 1 centimeter wide.
So, Rose,
Yes.
when you are pruning your calliandra,
Yes.
make sure that the implement that you are using, especially the panga or the knife, is sharp enough.
Yes.
So you start from the bottom first
Yes.
to reduce the effect of damage to the back.
Yeah.
So you cut it from the bottom, and then you come and cut it from the top, but in a slanting manner.
Okay.
The branch is 1 meter,
Yes.
and you can see the thickness is 1 centimeter,
Yeah.
and the cut is in a slanting position,
Yeah.
so that it gives you a clean slanting cut.
Yeah.
Yes.
The advice is so useful to see the tools you are using when cutting the calliandras. I also learned that the cutting should be 1 meter. With me, I used to see only the sprouted. I go and cut, and in the near future, the ones I'm going to plant, I'll manage them nicely, even the filling of the cups.